You have way more to be thankful for than you can imagine. Greetings and happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving to my family and friends out there. Just wanted to take a few minutes just to give some words of encouragement, just to share a couple of thoughts that I had today as we are engaging and enjoying our Thanksgiving holiday. Three things real quick. The first thing that I wanted to say is gratitude increases what you have by opening your eyes to what's been overlooked. When we practice gratitude, and we know that gratitude is the first pillar of the 5 pillars of transformation, the ordinary becomes extraordinary and life becomes full without having to add anything extra. Now, I know for me personally, in the past, man, when I'm going through something, man, it just seems like that's the only thing that I can think about, just totally consumed by the stresses and the pressure and the frustration and the pain of the thing that I'm going through. But what I've learned is gratitude shifts the playing field. When we begin to focus on, and I like to just call it looking for the good, because what I've learned is no matter how many things are going that we perceive as going wrong in our lives, we have 5, 10, 15 things that are going right that we ain't even thinking about. And oftentimes we've taken these things for granted. And so when we begin to practice gratitude and begin to just really look through our lives and look through our circumstance, even in the midst of what's going bad, we'll discover that there are immensely more things going right than things that are going wrong. But we forget about those things. So I just want to encourage you today that no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, begin to take inventory. Because as my statement says, your life can become so much fuller without even having to add anything extra to it. Just by taking note of the things that are already present in your life that are just going so wonderfully, but you have taken them for granted. You've overlooked them perhaps. I invite you to revisit some of those areas of your life. Simple things, very simple things, can add so much peace and so much joy to your life, even in the midst of your challenges. The second thing that I wanted to share was the more you count your blessings and what's good, the less time you have to calculate your problems and what's going wrong. Gratitude shifts your mental math. It reduces the weight of what's wrong by adding to what's right. You know, whatever we focus on, it automatically enlarges and magnifies itself. The more we focus on the negative aspects of our lives, the more we focus on the things that the challenges that we're confronted with in life, the more they magnify. The more the problems magnify, the more distracted we become from the things that are really going good. In fact, one of the things that generally happens in these instances is we begin to pour, or the overflow of the magnification of the bad thing or the negative thing begins to spill over onto the things that are good. And the thing that was once good becomes tainted or becomes contaminated by that negative thing or that one circumstance or two negative circumstances that we're dealing with in our lives. So I want to encourage you again. I want to invite you again to revisit, to begin to look through your life, to look through your circumstance, and really begin to point out the things that are really going right and that are going good in your life, and begin to express your gratitude and begin to be thankful for those things that are going right. And I guarantee you The more you focus on the things that are going right and begin to acknowledge them and to begin to be thankful for them, you'll begin to see that those things, or that one or two, three, or whatever going wrong in your life, you'll begin to see that thing shrink down just a little bit more each time you say thankful. You say thank you for the things that are going good and going right in your lives. Number 3, the third thing that I want to say is gratitude isn't seasonal. And I know that we're in the holiday seasons right now, and so this is the season of Thanksgiving. But I was just having a conversation with someone today, and they don't live in the United States, and in their country they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. They don't. That's not a holiday in their country, and so they're like, Rod, you're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow. I can feel it over here. I know that you're going to be cooking and you're going to have a great time. Yada 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 yada. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm gonna probably prepare some things for Thanksgiving to eat. But the reality of it is, for me, Thanksgiving is a daily thing. Expressing gratitude, starting my day with gratitude, expressing gratitude throughout the day. And I'm not just talking about for meals. I'm just talking about throughout the day is par for the course when it comes to me. I'm learning, and I've learned to a certain degree, that starting your day, ending your day, having gratitude throughout the day really just builds you up, shields you, and reinforces you for in those instances and in those moments when those negative things do try to pop up their little funny looking little heads. Gratitude is the way to go. So check this out. It says gratitude isn't seasonal, it's a daily harvest. See, it's not just about a certain time of the year, which this is a beautiful thing, yes, to celebrate and to acknowledge the opportunity to be thankful for what God has done throughout the year in our lives. But the reality of it is, gratitude has its greatest impact on your life when it becomes a part of your daily routine, when it becomes a lifestyle, not just a holiday. And the other thing that I shared with my friend, I was like, gratitude, which is the first pillar of the 5 pillars of transformation, is not just good teaching, it's good living. When you live a life in the space of gratitude, man, I kid you not. The challenges and the circumstances of life, they may come, but guess what? They're not gonna have near the amount of impact that they would had you not been engaged in a place of gratitude and a thankful heart and mind. It says each day has blessings available to reap. Check this out. Watch this. If you choose to gather them rather than heap them upon the compost pile of complaint, or allow them to rot on the ground of neglect. The compost pile of complaint or rotting on the ground of neglect. And I just want to challenge you with a question. How many beautiful things, how many wonderful and amazing things in your life are rotting, are decaying on the compost pile of complaint or on the ground of neglect? How many things that are really positive and flourishing in your life that you've just taken for granted and just assume, well, I got this. This is in my space, and that's what it is. But you haven't really taken the time to go back and reflect on those things and to express your appreciation, your gratitude, and your thanksgiving that these things are a part of your life and that they are adding value to your life. Even if they're operating on a level of silence behind the scenes on a daily basis, they may not require much attention. They may not require much maintenance, management, or care. But let me tell you something. Those are the things that in the times of challenge, in the times of struggle, in the times of opposition, in the time of concern, that you really need to be revisiting and begin to express your appreciation, gratitude, and thanksgiving for. Those are the things that are shoring up your life and making it what it is without the disturbance or without the necessity of constant attention and maintenance. So again, you have way more to be thankful for than you can imagine. Your complaints are just a representation of the overlooking of the things that are truly wonderful and amazing and that are going well in your life. I pray that each of you have a great Thanksgiving holidays, that you're enjoying family, food, friends, fellowship, and all other types of festivities. Thanksgiving is an amazing day to really reflect on the things that are going wonderful in our lives. Until we meet again, you be blessed on purpose and be empowered.